Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us today. We're very lucky to have Robin Phillips here today. She is the Executive Director for the National RTAP, and she's going to share some of her expertise with us. Robin has extensive experience coordinating statewide multimodal planning, integration of information and services for ground transportation. She is committed to bringing much-needed resources to rural, small, urban, and tribal transportation systems. As Executive Director at National RTAP, Robin works with the FTA to support rural transit capacity building through the state programs and local systems. So welcome, Robin.
Gosh, thanks, Marianne. I appreciate having a chance to talk to a different audience and bring some information about our program to more people. I have been National RTAP almost a year. And after about 18 years working for states as a grant program manager and policy wonk, and also at a trade association working with private sector transportation. So I had known about RTAP, but I thought it was just operational training, and I hadn't used it much or even pushed it much because I thought, well, it's the people I'm working with, if they have questions, I can send them there. But I also didn't really understand that the materials were available to anyone. So I'm going to mirror some of my learnings. RTAP has got a really varied program, and it has different pieces to it. I see it as we have products, we have an e-learning center, we have peer-to-peer calls, and we are doing a National Technical Assistance Program this year, and I think do is now divided into products, which are like the training, the forums, where we facilitate communication between transit managers, state program managers, federal headquarters program managers, and other people who are, part of the transit environment. So we can sort of facilitate questions and answers and discussion about issues and compliance and what people are doing between the different stakeholders in the transit program. So, and then we have tools, and those support the everyday work of your program, whether it's a small program or a huge program. And I will introduce some of the products we have, the tools, and the forums today. And I'm open to your questions about how they can be used or what can be done with them. So we have a resource center where we keep our trainings. We have trainings that you can access in a variety of ways. You can download some. Some you need to get the booklets. There's instructor guides and DVDs and learner booklets. Some of them have both the formats. And now we just started an e-learning program so that people who are living a long distance or are having difficulty finding a trainer for certain programs can use the e-learning system to bring the training right to your administrative offices or even to your employees' homes. So we do biweekly news, which has things that are happening. FTA is always publishing new guidance, notice of proposed rulemaking. Things are happening. So we try to get those out regularly in our e-news and make sure that people who the transit world get those changes and updates as soon as possible. We have training modules and technical briefs, topic guides, and links with particular organizations. We work closely with the other technical assistance centers funded by FTA, the National Center for Mobility Management, and the new Senior and Disability Transportation Resource Center. That's a partnership between Easter Sales and National or N4A. We have toolkits, which are online modules that give you information about how to just do stuff. Like we just launched our Marketing Transit Toolkit. It tells you step by step how to put together a marketing plan. It gives you templates for putting together different marketing materials, brochures, annual reports, things that, you know, you don't think you need those things, but boy, if you go to a city council meeting, you go to talk to a potential partner organization, having a really professionally done piece of material that explains your program, talks about how to use it, it's a great way to invite people to use your system. We also are doing webinars and are working with FTA, with other experts in different parts of the transit field to bring in information and get you guidance, get you the people who are the program managers at FTA helping you. We have web apps, and I see those as that's sort of our group of tools that are on the web. GTFS Builder, which will help you put your system on the map, literally, and in some ways give more people access to it, because many private app companies consume that and then spit out customized apps for your area, or your statewide or local PO in the area can consume that data and know where your bus stops are, make you visible when they start talking about the picture of the transportation system. A website builder and Procurement Pro. Procurement Pro is a tool that basically you can go through a whole series of questions, and it helps you identify what the process is you need to actually procure things according to the federal rules. You have to integrate that with your own state program, though we can work with you or your state to customize that so that the state information is integrated in as well. But it really is a great way to make sure that you've procured things for your system by following the rules and will not get any findings. The peer-to-peer network, this is more of a way for us to help fine-tune or suss out what look like. So people will say, oh, I have a problem traveling, this happened, between states. Well, what is that problem? Well, the problem ends up being an insurance problem for people. And so what are the ways that we can respond to that? What are the options for meeting that requirement? And sometimes what is the difference between a problem that another state is causing or the federal rules are describing? And just this last year, we've implemented the eLearning program. For the resources that we have, you are able to create or update a training class. We can work with you to incorporate your technology into your program or your transit system. We're exploring through our technical assistance projects ways to work with transit planning and design to support basically the responsiveness of your system and helping your system be responsive to the needs in the community. And we are, in a lot of ways, a platform or a forum, so that if you have questions and you don't see the answers on our site, let us know. Our job is to help you get the information you need. And we have some of it, and we have access to some of it, but if you see things or you don't see things you need, let us know, and let's see if we can find some answers to your questions. So basically, in the last year since I've been here, we have released a tech brief on oversized wheelchairs. Many of you have had to deal with people that want to get on a vehicle, and that vehicle does not look like it can handle that chair. Well, how do you make that decision? How do you set your system up so that you're able to respond to customer needs, but also maintain the safety and functionality of your system? We've been working at putting out a 101 webinar series focused on basic compliance and operational information. We've hit a lot of interest in Title VI, some significant interest in Intercity, and we'll be looking at working with the FTA Oversight program in the coming months as they're looking forward to doing some trainings that they want to put out on the web, and we're looking for ways to work with them to make those trainings available through our eLearning program. We also have a thing called INTAS, and that is a program for taking the data that you put in through your NTD reports and feeding you back out, feeding it through an analysis system so that you can look at the operational implications. So you can look at effectiveness, efficiency measures. The data is clean, so it's a little bit easier to work with, and you can do queries a lot more in the NTD site. And so we're looking for ways to help you maximize the data that you gather through reporting and use it for things that can help people see your system better. And we're looking at, we just published the Top Shops, and that is published hard copy and also on the eLearning, so you can have people go through specific modules and track that. And you can access any of these things by going to our website, nationalrtap.org, and the dashboard there will give you access to any of these products. So the 101, recently we did Rights to Wellness, Ethics in Transit Decision Making, ADA, Drug and Alcohol Testing, Title VI, and Intercity. This coming November, we're doing 2 Marketing Transit Toolkit webinars and bus safety and security done by the people at FTA. We're looking at safety and asset management, employee wellness, and collaboration with the FTA Oversight Office to basically create, we try to do a webinar once a quarter, but it happens recently that we've been doing a couple of months actually. And if you have something that is a burning issue for you, let us know, because we can work together with FTA or the private sector to see if we can find some materials to respond to that. I was talking about the INTAS. This is available to everybody. You can go on there, and they have an urban site for the Section 15 people who report, and then there's now a rural site. So even if you're working in MPO, looking at the surrounding rural systems and what they're doing can give you insight into how people are traveling and what's happening in your area. You register and you're able to do trips per hour, revenue miles per hour, system or vehicle revenue miles. It really gives you a chance to look at, slice and dice the data for your system in different ways to help the different audiences that you're talking to understand what your system is doing for the community. We just launched a new website builder. This is a application that's in the cloud. We're moving all of our cloud to .NET Nuke, so it'll be a little bit more usable and faster, but websites are the first step. That's where people get information these days. The Interstate Tech Regulations brief was really interesting. It came up on a peer-to-peer phone call. We found out that FMCSA is willing to accept insurance from insurance pools as sufficient under certain circumstances for securing authority to travel between states, and they have never done that. And, worked with FMCSA and the Attorney General's office to get the pool certified so that anybody who is in the pool that got certified would then be able to work with FMCSA to cross state lines. So that was really a great thing. we'll be working to complete that brief now. We need to get some more information about who at FMCSA actually people should talk to do that. The top shops, we just published this. You're able to use the parts that apply to your program even if you don't have your own maintenance facility. If you do, this is a great way to deal with a smaller system. You can access this training by asking us to send you booklets and DVD, or it's available through the learning management system. And you can, if you use the learning management system as a transit manager, you can track who's gone through what modules and know what trainings the people or facility are working with your drivers or your dispatch. You know, if you have trainings that you see as really important, you can track the transcripts and see whether they're getting done. Not all trainings that RTAP has are available in all formats, but if you see a training that you would really like to get in an electronic format and it isn't, let us know, because I think that that's something that we want to work with. So this is a screenshot of the e-learning version of Top Shops. You can see the modules on the left, you know, the information that they provide for reference, and then the quizzes that you're able to, you know, that they have interspersed with the training so that you get people reinforcing the learning of each section. We also are partnering with CTEL to do the Start on Most Popular trainings, and it's coming out this fall. We've got it put together and revised and updated. I think that I guess the older version had gotten a little out of date. We've got this all updated now, and it'll be on the CTEL eLearning site for the coming year, 2016, and then moving on to the RTAP eLearning site. This has videos, it has quizzes, it's a great way to not just teach, but also refresh if you are trying to up your safety management with drivers and other transit personnel. So, and then just yesterday, we published our Marketing Transit Toolkit, and that is online, and you can go to the online site, and it has information about transit marketing, worksheets on how to create transit marketing plan. The templates are in Microsoft Publisher, and you can just put your text and your pictures in, or you can take some of the pictures that are illustrative that are part of this toolkit and put in your own text. There's 2 webinars scheduled for November. One is to introduce the toolkit, and one is going to actually walk through developing a brochure. Selena Barlow, the author of the toolkit, her program will be doing the webinars, and so you have a hands-on opportunity to work with Selena. And we're really excited about getting these materials out. And also this year, RTAP has been, we wanted to get more experience working with different systems and trying to get a feel for what the operational issues are that different systems around the country are dealing with. And so we solicited technical assistance projects. And what was really interesting for us is that we got a lot of applications that focused on issues. We got some that people needed to get new hardware, and they were hoping that the technical assistance would be to give us, to provide new equipment. But really what we wanted was a learning experience, one where we could learn more about what systems were doing and bring in professionals with a lot of experience to help the system take that next step and move into a new program for their, a new place with their program. So we have hired now the consultants that are going to be supporting that are RLS and Associates. They're going to be doing Community Alliance, Wabash County, and the WSOS, Asset Management. And what we're getting out of this, we're going to work at working with the design change and potentially an online design tool to see if there's ways that RTAP can make a design tool more available broadly, and also help these systems work with more regional demand and requirements for more regional access for their users. And you'll be able to follow that on our site as we complete these projects throughout the coming year. So the Oversized Wheelchair Tech Brief is really an operationalization of the need for reasonable accommodation in many ways. So we will be having at our conference in Denver, we'll be having Donna Smith from Project Interstate doing a reasonable accommodation workshop. Also, Robbie Sarles from RLS and Associates will be doing a Transit Management 101 class that will help walk through some of the issues that people are having around the regional accommodation implementation. So the e-learning, we just started that, just implemented it, I believe, in March, and we now have actually we opened it to the public. We closed the contract in March. We uploaded the trainings and got it all together in May and June and did webinar then. And we did a RTAP state managers webinar, and now we have 119 learners and 43 teams signed up. So say you're a transit organization or transit system and you want all your drivers to have a certain type of training, whether it's defensive driving, alcohol and drug, dealing with difficult customers. We have quizzes in the e-learning program that you can make available to them in the break room, or you can download and create cards to put in vehicles so that when people are doing paratransit, drop off and pick up, waiting, they can do refreshers on these things. The e-learning allows you as a transit manager to know who's doing those refreshers, or if you're having someone who's having complaints, you can say, hey, I need you to do this course just to refresh your understanding about what the requirements are and how to deal with the situation. And then you can track whether or not they've done that. And that is available to any transit system. The state then can also work with you, and you can help upload trainings that are specific to your system or to your state, and make those trainings available at more distant locations, remote locations. Our training modules are available right now. FTA is working with us in their oversight office to put together some of the trainings around issues that they see coming up over and over with their oversight. And then coming in the next year, I think that we're getting ready to help you at your state level upload courses, and your transit system level upload courses that you would need for your system. So here's what the courses look like. There's a list of the courses, and people can click into those and participate. You can see who's participating or what courses are available. The materials that are reference materials related to that subject area can be attached or related to that training module. And then people can have transcripts so that you can see what people are doing over a period of years, and especially when the state's coming to check out and see whether you're doing adequate oversight or adequate driver training. This is a way for you to document that really easily. And you can go in there and just see what people are doing. This is just with us looking at our most recent, or when we first put it up to see how it could go, what it looked like, and how this new program was going to work for us. At this point, we've had our first graduate from the Top Shops eLearning, a gentleman from West Virginia working for Mountain Line Transit. And so we're really excited about getting people into this system and working with it to really customize it to the needs people have for training. So peer-to-peer calls. One of the interesting things is we received some feedback on some of the peer-to-peer calls about why didn't we have people from FTA telling us how to do things and more specific information. And really, the peer-to-peer call is a conversation with people who are doing things and know things. It's a peer-to-peer sharing. It's a place where we can get information and materials from people who are doing something interesting or doing something well and make that available to a broader audience. I think about it as a two-way street. A webinar is more like 2 lanes going out, information going to the person that's very directed, and then some information coming back, questions and information going to people, but not mainly a webinar is putting information out. The peer-to-peer calls are more of a forum for us to talk about things that you're running into and help us refine issues so that we can bring in the experts and get that webinar that isn't in our list or our library of webinars now. So we are doing our second Technical Assistance Conference. We do them every other year, and this is happening in Denver in 2 weeks. And go online and check out the information available. We'll have a listening session with the new asset management program for FTA. Also a workshop with the safety plans from the safety office. Our safety oversight office are going to be there. A chance for, as opposed to a conference where you learn about things and you think about them, this is a conference where you go there and you get tools and you take them back to your system and you're able to implement them and make things different. So we're really looking forward to working with people at this conference and making our conference in 2017 even better. So our RTAP goes out to places around the country. We are at different conferences in this past year and in the coming year. We'll look forward to meeting you and to working with you. We are here to help you do your job and make it as easy as possible so you can imagine the system and make the system into what you want. Your system more available, more accessible, and more responsive to your community. So get a hold of us, talk to us. The more you talk to us, the more we can be responsive to you and help get the information materials to you that you need to support your system. So thanks a whole lot for joining us today, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes, and Robin, thank you so much for offering your valuable information to our clients. We very much appreciate you sharing that with TripSpark, and we will look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks again.
Okay.